So we're going to start now with the second animam and with the second of the 13 principles of faith, which is the belief, animamin b'emunah shalema, I believe with complete faith, shehabayre yisparach shemai, that the Creator, blessed is He, hu yachid, He is one, He is singular, He is the essence, the one, ve'ein yachidus kamayu, and there is no oneness like Him, b'shum panim at all, v'hu levadoy el ekeinu, and He alone is our God, haya, hayve v'yeh, He was, He is, and He will be. So what does it mean that God is one? What does it mean that God is the essence of oneness? He is oneness. Before we begin, we need to do a little bit of a Peter Pan, everybody believe in fairies. Chas v'shalom. Again, we're not like that, but we need to do something. We need to have a little bit of an experiment. Everybody close your eyes. Excuse me, you in the back of the screen on the computer over there, I see you're not closing your eyes. Okay, that's better. Everyone close your eyes for a second. What do you see? Nothing. Very good. Okay. We, in Jewish belief, there's a time when we close our eyes. When we say the famous pasuk called Shema, the Shema, in the morning we say it once, and at nighttime we say it before we go to bed. Most mothers, when they put their children to sleep, before singing the lullaby, they say Shema with their children. We cover our eyes and we say, Shema Yisrael, hear, O Israel, Hashem Elokeinu, Hashem is our God, Hashem Echad, Hashem is one. This is one of the most powerful fundamentals of our faith. Unfortunately, throughout the tragedies that have happened to us in history, whether it was in the Inquisition, whether it was through the Crusades or the Holocaust or all the other terrible massacres that have happened to the Jewish people, the last thing on the lips of the martyrs, of the millions of martyrs in history, was always Hashem Elokeinu, Hashem Echad, Hashem is one. And yet, we close our eyes, we cover our eyes. There are different reasons that are brought down to explain this interesting phenomenon. Why do we close our eyes, or why do we cover our eyes? There are different explanations, but we're going to focus on one or two today. The reason that it's brought down why we close our eyes when we say Hashem is one is because we cannot understand it. Because the oneness of Hashem is something that we cannot see with our naked, human, limited, restricted vision. We can't. So we close our eyes to show Hashem Echad, but this is something that I cannot relate to. This is something that I cannot see with my eyes, something that's beyond me. Now, I know that we're all brilliant geniuses, prodigies. We all got A-minuses on our blood tests. Great. But still, mankind is limited in his intelligence. Even the most brilliant Albert Einstein, even Stephen Hawking, however great and brilliant they may be, are not able to capacitate, they're not able to conceptualize something that's infinite, because, although they may be brilliant, they're finite. Finite does not have the ability to internalize or to conceptualize something that's way beyond it. This is something we've discussed before. A mashal, if you walk into Google with a disk-on key or a flash drive that's got 2 gigabytes, even if it's got 4 or even if it's got 10, and you ask Google to download everything that they have onto your little flash drive, they're going to laugh you in the face. It's impossible. I'm sorry. We can't do that. All right, I'll give you 20 gigabytes. It's still not enough, because one flash drive does not have the ability to internalize or to bring down everything that's included in Google. So lahavdal alfei avdalos, when it comes to mankind, this limited little flash drive like me and you, we're nothing. We cannot capacity. We don't have the ability to understand, to comprehend what really is Hashem. So therefore, when we say Hashem Echad, we cover our eyes, we close our eyes to show Hashem, we can't. We cannot see you. We cannot understand you. We cannot fathom. We cannot comprehend your greatness, your oneness. Now, we've given a mashal. We explained before that in a certain sense, Hashem is like blowing air into the creation. Hashem is like, finger puppets, or like the bat signal. Again, these are ways that we can internalize more, but they cannot give us an inkling as to what really exists, because once again, God is infinite and we are finite. So therefore, we have to begin this section understanding how limited we are and how great God is. And therefore, we are very, very much restricted into what we can understand. This is where belief, emunah, comes in. We can understand to a certain point, but beyond that, we know we believe. That's where emunah comes in. Another reason, just an interesting side point, why we close our eyes when we say Shema, is because I once saw a bumper sticker that said, "Let go and let God." Because at a certain point, when it comes to faith and belief in Hashem, sometimes you have to close your eyes and just let things go. God will take care of you. Sometimes when our eyes are open, we think that we understand how Hashem could work it out. When I was a kid, I liked a certain figure called He-Man. I don't think it's around anymore. It was He-Man or G.I. Joe or one of those figures. So I collected them. Now, I collected them didn't mean that I had a big collection. It meant that I had two. There was one called He-Man and one called Stinkor. Stinkor was a skunk that was half human, and the way they created this little plastic figure was with a terrible smell that came out of it, kind of like a skunk. And I remember that after my uncles bought it for me, they asked if I would keep it outside the house. Anyway, so I collected these figures, and I remember for my birthday, I assumed that since all my friends knew that I liked He-Man figures, I was going to be the greatest collector with the greatest collection of He-Man figures in the universe, because I counted all my friends, there was like 20 of them, and I knew, or I assumed, they were all going to get me He-Man figures, and man, I was going to have this massive collection. So comes the day of my birthday, I'm all excited, everyone comes with their wrapped presents, couldn't wait till they get home so I could open them up, and I opened them all up, and there was not one He-Man figure. And I still don't forgive them. And now I don't have any friends anymore. But that's not the point. The point is that sometimes we have preconceived in our heads a certain notion of how Hashem's going to send us the salvation we need. Or we assume that, okay, if this and this is going to happen, that's how I need $1,000. So I go stand outside the bank and I'm waiting for it to fly into my face, because I think that the salvation is going to come from there. That's what we need to stop. Close your eyes. We have no idea how God is going to send the salvation. Let go and let God do it. Don't try to say it's going to come from what the little stuff that I did to make it happen. Listen, I bought a lottery ticket, so it's going to be the $1 million is going to come my way. You can do lottery ticket as a hishtadlus, as trying to accomplish it, but Hashem sends the salvation from left field. That's when you have to close your eyes and say, Hashem, I'm letting you do it. This is something that's very important when it comes to emunah, when it comes to belief and bitachon. Sometimes there's a Gemara that says, Yeshuas Hashem, the salvation of Hashem, keharaf ayin, comes like in the blink of an eye. So there are some svarim that explain it doesn't mean in the blink of an eye. It means like the blink of an eye. The salvation will come when you blink. When you close your eyes, the second you stop looking, that's when it's going to come. What that means is, don't assume. Don't try to arrange an easy way for Hashem to get you what you need. Hashem can take care of it. Hashem's got the world. He's got your back. He's going to do everything. You need to let go and you need to let God. So we close our eyes when we say Hashem Echad. We cover our eyes when we say Hashem Echad to bring out this point that Hashem Echad, Hashem, I close my eyes. I don't have any visions. I don't have any images of what this is supposed to look like. I just know that it's going to come from you. Hashem Echad, I believe you're the one, you're the only one, and therefore I close my eyes and confidently, peacefully, I give you my soul. Biyoncha, in your hands, Hashem. Afgid ruchi, I deposit myself and I say, Hashem, here, I'm at your door. Whatever you do, it's great. You're the one. I let go of myself and of my own wants and the way I think it's going to happen, and I let God. So we close our eyes before we say Hashem Echad, because we want to develop this concept and internalize it. Hashem, you're the one. You do everything. You accomplish everything. I'm a nothing. I completely rely on you.